SK Vibemaker.
You see days like this when I'm sitting down next to a geezer where I can't even explain his existence in this game, but some of the words people would use, they would use veteran, they would use legend, they would use inspiration, they would use one of the greatest in this UK MC fabric. DWE's here today, man. What's going on?
I'm here, my brother. Are you good?
Cheese, I'm good, man.
Good?
Yeah, I'm definitely good. And
SK.
you know, we got the second album which is out now, Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's eagerly anticipated and people are happy because, you know, within the last 3 years, you've released 2 albums after a very, very long wait.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where's DWE's mind at the moment, man?
Boy, my mind is racing right now, so I'm just happy to be putting out bodies of work, and it's what I've always wanted to do, and and it's that time now, so it's better late than never.
Super consistent with it. And you know, the thing is as well, it's like we can't take for granted that in this country everyone knows who DWE is, but you know, someone that maybe come from abroad, or maybe an alien came down from another planet, man, if you was like sort of giving an explanation of your journey in this music thing so far and what you've been doing, how would you break it down as concise as possible?
I don't know, man. I would just say it's just being alive. Just being alive is what's brought me to where I am. So people, my work is my life and my life is my work. So just me being here is still keeping the fire burning. Some people, I have to give up a part of my own life for that to stop. But even when I do that and I give up, people always see me and call me that same guy, like to say it's happening now. So for me, all I know is to be me and to keep moving. So it's not pressure for me to keep thinking about new albums and new songs. It's just more orchestrating it, putting it together, because I'm living music every day, but I'm not actually putting things together. It's other people putting things together and me being a part of their thing. So now I'm not just living here for other people now to be ready for someone to call me to jump on what they're doing in life. I've got to put it this way, and this is what is different for me, because I wasn't ever trying to orchestrate. I was just trying to be a part. But now I want to have my way of, it's my way of how I want to look, because each time you collaborate with someone, you're joining onto their vibe. So yeah, the more projects you have, the more people can get your sound and really understand you.
So you're in a mode now of control and ownership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a good place to be in, you know,
Yeah.
taking control. Do you ever feel any type of burden when people bestow like the veteran, the legend, and those type of titles on you? Because, you know, 15 years, 20 years plus in the game, you know what I mean? People throw those titles at you, started in the game very young. Does that ever feel like any type of burden for you?
Nah, man, I love them titles. The only title I don't like is Grime.
Wow, that's a bit of a revelation.
Yeah.
You don't like the title
So
Grime?
I love legend, all these other words, great artists, but when you mention that word, that's a burden.
Why is that, man?
I don't know, it just happens to be. It's just what it is.
I remember back in the day, like younger years and that, there was a bit of a controversy in the music being called Grime.
Being black can be a burden. But we love what we are, so, but it can be a burden. But being a legend and can't be a burden. So if we can name things that can be a burden, we override them. Even having a leg that's not working is a burden, but there's someone that will still live life. There's someone that's sad. And there's things that can hold you back, but you can bore through. And that word, I feel that it's being used in a lot of war, so that can get taken down. That word can get taken down, just from Grime, GRM awards, if something happened there and there was no grime there, because on the night Miss Banks performed, all of these, I don't know, pounds, millions, everyone performed, but if anything goes wrong, then the newspaper will say grime, and see that I don't want to be a part of that. That's a burden. Understand? And there we go. So it's used in a bad way sometimes. It's like some pigeonhole thing.
Did you ever have a problem with the title itself? Because that was a debate back in the day. People didn't like the title when it was a new genre and it was going under like many different names, SK Beat, Sublow and all that. And then it came down to grime. I know there was a fraction of people that had a problem with the name. There was like, grime is dirty. Did you ever have a problem with that?
You know, at them times it was just more of a natural thought, you know, like grime, dirty. I was kind of okay with that. But what I've realized now is being from the UK and being English and going to English schools and playing conkers and penny up the wall, or anything we used to do as kids, what we do, that is our culture. When people talk to me about grime, it's like I got to think about Eskimo dance, and that's not, I'm not that grime. You understand? So I would just rather not use it and just say I'm a UK great artist, and just like everyone is, because if you put Kano's album in now and we put Chip's album in, all these titles, grime, it's not there. It's not, I can't see what they're talking about. Yeah, put Skepta's one in. It's different. It's a different. We have the way we look at stuff. That's grime. It's just everyone's born from it. Scraps used to do grime. Gigs used to do. You can't. It's just the way. It's just a way of life. So grime is UK way of life. And drill, everything comes from it. It's the look. Grime is the look of UK, the way it's the look, it's not the sound. And then I understand what grime is. But when people talk about grime, I just think, like, is grime what is actually alive in your face as people and birth? But then if you're talking about a beat, like it's jungle alive, it's old school garage alive. It's like you're getting it mixed up. Them beats, it's the way of life. Grime
The culture,
is
the impact, the generation,
and that's it. You're grime,
the lifestyle, for
you're
sure.
grime. So, but you're not. You're just UK. That's what you got. No choice. You know them ones. That's what it is, man. We're just all the same thing. It's just that sometimes they use it to look for even beef. Like, oh, there was grime. Oh, really? Drill is like grime was never doing nothing like drill. Like, there's some real killers, real shanking, real stuff. But then it will just if it's grime, somehow it looks better for the connecting the beef with grime, or it's just black. Like, even, yeah, but I don't know, man. It's an urban culture that it's the way you dress. It's not a beat. So we're the most alive in the world today in terms of other countries looking at us. It's alive. The way, the swagger, the way we're talking, guys are saying fam, it's our whole thing is popping. I don't want to hear certain things, you know, that one's there, because
So Grinding Away featuring JME.
Yeah.
When I think about collaborations between DW and JME, it takes me way back to the top of the century with Serious Thugs. That was one of the first collaborations that I remember between you guys. And since then there's been countless collaborations. I think a joint project will go down lovely. What's it like, the synergy between you lot in the studio and you lot making tracks together, man? How would you break that down?
Boy, nah, JME, man, he's got a lot of energy, man. I like Jay, man. Got a lot of ideas, got good vision, and Yeah, man. I think he's like a sick director, and he knows his thing, man. So working with someone like JME is like easy work. You need them people. Sometimes people are quiet. I'm a bit quiet sometimes, but sometimes people, they're like, right, you know what? And it's like, yeah, you can kind of boom. And I wanted to do something like with energy with JME still. So yeah, I thought I put him on this track, and it's like, even though I know JME's wavy, because it's got a lot of wavy beats, some different beats, but on this one, I tried to get a bit more like a, you get me, knock on him.
Shouts to Rapid, man. You know Rapid delivers the bangers.
Come on.
So, you know, doing a bit of a history lesson at the moment, man. Take me back to when you lot, I think, what, Serious Thugs, was that your first collaboration?
Yeah, that was our first collab, actually.
Yeah. Take me back to that point, man, and like when you lot started working together for the first time, the making of Serious Thugs, and how it's been since then, man.
Boy, yeah, man. I remember I went to one studio in Tottenham. Yeah, that's when I first met JME and Skepta. Skepta was there, but he was just more the producer that day.
He was producing and DJing them times.
He was just like engineering, and it's like I was dealing with JME. And yeah, man. I can't even remember like how it happened, because I didn't really know too much about Skepta and JME before. So I think there was like a middle link somewhere that was like, yeah, man, trust me. And then I went down there, and then it kind of, so it weren't a thing where I knew about JME and I knew about Skepta. It was a bit, it was from a good source, you know, like when a man's telling me trust.
A cosign.
Yeah, it was, yeah, that's how it felt in my head. And then I was just happy. It was just a banger. I heard the beat's super sick. He's super sick. Serious. Just sweet hench. He murked. I was like, yeah.
So that was a bit of an introduction for you. And then after that, because back then you was definitely more the Don and he was the understudy. And I kind of even get that impression from listening back to the song that it was like, yeah, I'm more the guy, but I feel like you definitely got an introduction to him when you made that song.
Yeah, definitely. And then after that, it's like it was hard not to hear them. You get me? Next thing you know, they linked up with Jammer, and I was just hearing them all the time. And yeah, we went to Iron Napa 2003, and yeah, I think the tune came out around them times, and we was banging it out on the island. Everyone was just playing it, loving it, with the sun in the back as well.
The thuggish, ruggish bone, you get me?
And down.
Different. So Double or Nothing, man, the second album. Obviously your name is DEE. It's got the double there, but some people really want the explanation of the title of the project, man. Break it down, man. Double or Nothing.
You know what, I was going through titles, man. I'm a bit funny with titles. People try and throw titles at me, like this GOAT one, this but I'm just, then a man told me, you know the goat gets slaughtered, innit? I said, what? He said, yeah, the man sacrificed the goat, you know? And I thought, nah.
That wasn't a good fit.
I'm not a goat. You know that man there.
I hear you.
So yeah, I understand what they mean when you break it down into letters, but when you say it, and then I thought of the artwork, my face connected to a goat's body. Nah. It's just not looking good. So I just thought, you know what? I need to find some other power thinking.
So it's DON, Double or Nothing.
I come up with Double or Nothing first. See, I don't like to be big-headed sometimes, like King and Boss Man, and I'm not really. I just rather do like Giacomo. Just something that's normal. So I come up with Double or Nothing because that's what I'm on right now. And then the letters happen to be done. So then we thought, rah.
It works.
It worked. It wasn't done and then work out what we can make. It was the other way. You see what I'm saying?
It was a natural one.
Yeah, it was just natural, and then, yeah, that's it now.
Are you a bit of a gambling man? Down a bookie sometimes and that? Place a little bet on the horses?
No, but I've been wanting to get on it. On only with the boxing, like Little Man, or if Joshua's fighting, or what else would I? There's boxing. I
Little
think it's just
football gambling and that? Not really
Nah,
on
I
that.
can't guarantee the P. with
That's the whole point of gambling, though, isn't it? It's a gamble.
See, in the World Cup now, England, if they're gonna win or lose, like I can kind of put a bet on that. But
I think
just
that's
a
a
normal
long shot. I think England, that's a long shot, man.
No, but if you say they're gonna lose,
Yeah, you're probably better off betting on that.
and if you say they're gonna win, you could double up, P.
I hear that.
You see what I'm saying?
Hence the title, though. It's all a gamble.
It's all a gamble. No, I'm not really a gambler still.
So, you know, like the latter part of your career, and there's a lot of life left. How did you find the transition from making those bars to shell down the dances, making the singles that you started making over the years, to then assembling albums? Did you find that much of a challenge, that transition?
No, I didn't find it a challenge because it's all mathematics. It's like you can be doing something, but if you're not doing it right, you will still get better, but then you could have got even more better. So it's like going to the gym, but you're not going properly, but then you go. So there's just two difference in results. So I've always been making albums, but not physically. So I will write bare bars and then I'll go and spray them. But what I should have done is put them bars on the song, and then that you wouldn't have even had to use just that little clip, that's 3 verses there, hooks there, boom, 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 boom. 2 hour set, marking. See, if I start stripping it down, see that one there, see that one there.
Yeah,
If you, that's a hook right there. Put it down, my brother. See that one there, that's a hook. Colors, yeah. It's like I had albums, but I wasn't putting them together. So now all I'm doing is putting them together. Yeah, so when I don't want to go into a different mode for when I write, it's from vibes. So I write my vibes and then I connect it with stuff. So it's the same thing. It's not a different mode.
Is there a regret when you look back to all of those sets that you've done, which you could have actually made those into songs, which would have maybe translated to a lot more? It's not all about the money, but it would have more been, because this is the thing.
Yeah, I regret it, man.
I feel like there's the soundboy culture from back then, where there was a lot of artists that were shelling down, you know, the raves, the radio station, you know, the sets and stuff. But there could have been legitimate songs made from those bars, and it's like it's kind of lost in time with the recordings of those sets and stuff. If you don't hear them recordings and you weren't living it, it's like you missed the whole era. It's gone.
There we go. So yeah, I regret that, man. So I would tell any artist not to do what I done, and because if you didn't do that, I'd be more of an artist today. This is why I don't like that word, because it's made that word what people think, but you're just more of an artist, and that's what would have happened. So now if I spray a bar that gets the rave mad, I could turn that bar into peace on the tune, because the tune would have been played in every club that plays this music, and then people would play the song today and I could make money today. But it's not that. And if I do put it on a song today, we've heard that bar already. So it's like, it's a bit of a par. So I wouldn't spit no bars that no one's ever heard again live on any set. Anytime you see me on a set, you're just gonna hear them saying bars, because I can't give man what I'm trying to live on. So I've got enough bars to spit on a set now where I don't have to worry. But I know man that actually write their new bars, go on radio, spit them, still put, but you can't. It just loses momentum. So when you hear some of my features on my next, on the Don project, you're not gonna hear these bars. It's not the bars JME was spitting on radio. It's not the bar. It's all fresh. And if music could come like that, it makes people hungry for more. So I've just got people hungry to watch me do something that looks good live, but that's not benefiting. Do you get me?
In the long run.
It's not benefiting in the long run unless you want to be a jukebox.
A jukebox.
I've got a man approaching me on a jukebox one, bro. I beg you, echo for me, blood. Like, I could, nah, bro. It's not that. It's not that. You get me? It's not a jukebox thing. So
mad thing. But you know, when you got them iconic bars, man, you're always gonna get requests. And I just feel like your mind must be like an encyclopedia, because the amount of bars that you've written over the years.
yeah.
I mean, if you had to put a number on it, man, how many would you say that you remember? Like 50%, 75%, 80% of those bars? Surely you must hear bars on sets.
I reckon I know 100% of my bars.
Real talk.
Ever made, ever written. But guess what? It would take someone to start it. Do you understand?
Oh, so when they say the first bar,
If you say that, if it might not come to my head and then from you say the first line,
you remember the whole thing.
I'll be gone.
Man,
And then it's all there, like it's never left.
that's crazy. Jeez.
So you could even do one now. Your oldest, whatever, the oldest bar, just the first bit that you can think of.
I've got the baitest ones in it. I'm gonna say
If it's bait, then
you know it, innit? Because
Yeah.
front line, see them bar, that whole rhythm there,
Yeah.
I'll spray that from the top to bottom.
See that there?
You get me?
Yeah, I got all them bars on lock. That's normal.
Yeah. Shouts to Biggie D and that, you get me?
Come on.
SK Vibemaker.